Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the most overpowered new VEX build for level 60 in Borderlands 4. Now VEX actually got a pretty insane buff to her kit because now with the level cap increase, we can get even crazier boosts to our gun damage because we're now able to go further in the red skill tree to pick up the morning, which will increase our kill skills effectiveness, which is crazy because we have so many ways to get kill skills that increase our abilities. And we increase our max stacks here. Now, this is actually a really fun build because we're building off what we already established with VEX, but just making it a whole lot better. And since we can now grab Mortal Terror to activate our kill skills when critically hitting an enemy, and then also grab Grave Sustenance here, which is a kill skill which will restore a missing action skill duration, we can stay with our Eldritch Blast pretty much all time in combat. And then also get the boost to the damage from enchantment here. It's absolutely crazy what this did for VEX. And now with the Bonnie and Clyde, you can see we can take out bosses in Ultimate Vault Hunter 6 extremely quickly, and our bleed is even crazier now. Now I'll take you through the full build starting off at level 1. Now, VEX really does benefit from as many kill skills as possible, and Grave Sights is an excellent one, which is going to give us increased critical hit damage and gun handling. We want to have this because crits are going to be huge for us. We're also going to take Grave Implements. Now, this actually gets quite crazy because it does 20% per stack. We can get now 6 stacks of this, so it's 120% gun damage. That's also increased by our other skill later on, which increases by 30%. So yeah, all of these do stack up quite a bit. Now, I'd like to take 2 points into Bloodletter here because bleed is still going to be quite powerful, and we're going to be mostly focusing on kinetic style weapons, but they are very powerful for this setup. After this, we're going to come down and take Ars Arcana. Now, this increases skill damage. Skills are pretty much anything that's going to be like orange in text, so like our action skill here does count as skill damage, but also bleed, so this is scaling that up further. And when we get gun damage increases, we want to get bonus damage. Now, we're going to take Essence Leech to give us lifesteal and 20% lifesteal whenever action skill is active, and we can keep this up pretty much non-stop. That is why it gets so crazy. But to get that bonus damage, we're then going to take Blood as Power. This is going to give us bonus kinetic damage with guns based on the lifesteal, which we're scaling up quite a bit. This is actually pretty solid damage. This then takes us to the Capstone. I still think Heart Piercer is solid because you can use that even like without a charge. Vibe Check is great for like Bloom Reaper the Invincible, but I just find in most circumstances Heart Piercer is a little bit better. And after this, we want to continue on into this here skill tree because we want to grab the Mortal Terror. So Keen Mind is okay, making our action skill give crit damage, which is, it's okay, but I do think it's probably better for us to take Drink Full, which will increase our fire rate, and it has 50 stacks, you can get us 0.6 per second. It's actually a pretty solid fire rate increase, which then takes us to Mortal Terror. This is going to activate kill skills whenever we critically hit enemies with a 5% chance of that happening. Multi-hit shots, like any type of shotgun, can do a pretty good job of activating this. And we're also going to grab Witchy Trigger Finger for the infinite ammo here. Now this is where it all comes together because infinite ammo is obviously really nice. Not every weapon can fully, like with increased fire rate, you sometimes run out of ammo before you can replenish it. So some weapons you do have to shoot a little bit slower. However, you could take 3 points in Phase Pocket here to increase your gun magazine size. I'm not going to for the purpose of this build. I also want to talk about another option is the Strike Me Down. So if you would normally go down, this brings you back up and does a big explosion. And this damage from this is like 3 times what it was at level 50. So it's quite strong. Now, I would actually recommend taking the red skill tree at this point. Enchantment is really good, so it gives us bonus kinetic damage again. Taking all of the increases from our gun damage boost from our green skill tree here, so Grave Implements boosting it, will then apply to enchantment. That bonus damage takes that increase, so it becomes very high. All the rest of these are meh, like you could take Hasty Fiends here to get movement speed, which is not a bad option, but I like to take Grave Sustenance. This is another kill skill which will restore a percentage of our missing action skill duration. And this becomes crazy because it's a kill skill, so our crits will activate this, and it's 25%. It's pretty crazy. We're also then going to come down here and take Morning. This is going to give our kill skills increased effectiveness, which is just incredible. Now, I did try around messing with Icy Attunement here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to experiment a bit more, maybe with some of the new items in the DLC. I think that coming back into the green skill tree here and taking a point into Guns and Needles is fantastic. This is another kill skill, so we can get our Repkits back. It's not a lot, but you'll be surprised. You get your Repkit back quite frequently while using this. And Bloodletter, we want to max that out because this is something we're getting a lot of damage off from, so we want to scale that up as much as possible. And for the last ones, I've experimented around Conjunction's nice for increased gun damage with more full our shield is. We do have a thing that's going to drain it, so you could take Material Components, which is going to give us more kinetic damage, and scale that up, or you could take points into the Leeching Attunement, which is going to give you more lifesteal too, which then ends up translating into Blood as Power. Target Prescience is also nice, which will give your guns critical hit chance against any part of enemies. This is a really low chance, but like if you put 2 points in, it's a 6% with a 5% chance of activating a kill skill. Not a lot, but it is something you could alternatively take. Now, as for gear, I'm still looking for new gear for the DLC, but the Team Witch class mod is still one of VEX's absolute best options because it's just giving you so much sustainability. I think this is actually one of the best class mods in any Borderlands game ever. Getting Overshield is so crazy, and you don't have to get this one maxed out to higher levels. If it's at level 20, it's fine. As long as you got the skill rolls there, we're looking for some rolls into Grave Thirst, because this is another kill skill that's going to scale up. So yeah, that lifesteal gets added effectiveness, which is going to also add more damage onto our weapon. So it is really nice. We also got Corporeal here, which is going to give us Overshield, and since we're getting so many benefits, we want to have this up as much as possible just to give ourselves more survivability. And we have 2 points of Conjunction, which is giving us even further gun damage, which is easy because we get Overshield from this. I did pick up another class mod as cash actually earlier today for VEX, a new one, but I didn't think it would fit well onto this build, and the Team Witch is just so great, so I'd recommend just grabbing this. I also did post a build for leveling for cash if you're curious, and I'll be doing some level 60 ones as I get to it for him. Our best shield, Watch for Dinner, is the best shield in the game, honestly, and this is probably one of the best rolls for it if you can get the amp on it. That's crazy. Even without amp, it's not even, like, it's not super necessary. The protein cell is kind of similar to Watch for Dinner, just a little less survivability, but for 40% bonus shock damage. There's also, like, the heavyweight if you like to do melee and weave it in. Fireworks is the best shield for mobbing, though, because it's going to have those rockets that home in on enemies. And even Super Soldier, not a bad choice either. And now, one of the best enhancements is interesting, because if we want to use the Shalasha weapon, which released in the latest DLC pack, this is going to be the best choice for the increased damage radius that you can get on the Torg one. And with this, basically the way we want to use this is, if you shoot this without reloading, you get 5 extra ricochets, and they will just drop to the ground. If you have the Torg Licensed Impact Magazine, they explode, but they're not big enough to hit the boss multiple times. With this, they are. So it actually, you'll see in the combat section, it'll delete bosses like almost immediately. But if you don't have that, the blind box or any of the other Jacobs that have the bounce pass on it for the increased Jacobs license ricochets, that is one of the best options because it's going to be a lot more damage. So if you didn't find that, those two would be the best. There's also the Quicksilver if you want to use the Golden God shotgun. I like that too, but this is just the best in my opinion. Now, Crit Knife's going to be one of the better options. There is new types of Ordnance here that deal both types of damage, which are really fun to play around with, but it's hard to beat the Crit Knife when we get most of our abilities from critting. So we want to use this because otherwise our kill skills are very hard to activate unless you get a lot of headshots or obviously take out a lot of enemies, but this is really, really good. And triple bypass with the leeching attunement is just solid on this because this is going to give you more of survivability, but also Repkit back. Our firmware, high caliber, is by far the best option in Borderlands because bullets piercing is crazy. There's only one gun that does that naturally, the Dark Beast, and it's a beast. But you can put this on every weapon, and this becomes even crazier when you consider, as mentioned, the Shalashka says plus 5 ricochets. If you pierce through one head and hit another head, 5 ricochets, it becomes actually pretty crazy. And then 2 points into Deadeye. You could also put 3 points into Deadeye and 2 into High Caliber if you like using the Dark Beast quite a bit. And for our weapons, the Dark Beast, it's probably the best weapon in the game. I don't have the best roll. I threw it onto Rafa. If you can get the shotgun dataless, that's probably the best choice because it shoots so many times. I also like to throw on Body and Clyde. This is a weapon that I love, especially on VEX because it's a leeching attunement style weapon, does kinetic damage. But basically when you're using this, start with the shotgun, kill an easy mob, switch to the assault rifle, and you saw it at the start of the video, it can delete bosses in seconds. The damage from this is crazy. It scales up really well with VEX's kit, and it's also Jacob, so it will chain around. This is great for mobbing. I think it's one of VEX's best weapons, and it's the most underrated weapon in my opinion in Borderlands 4. If you're feeling like a lazy gamer today, the Stray, just really good. The bullets will home in on enemies. If you can get Ripper and Jacobs on it, that's the best version of the Stray. And the Shalasha, this one's annoying to farm, but if you can get dataless shotgun, Jacobs ricochets are great on that because they drop to the ground, there's no enemies nearby, and get it with the Torg license and you'll be laughing. Now, if you're just mobbing, the Wombo combo is a solid option. It gets rockets that breaks vile crystals, although this DLC does not have much of that. I also like to throw on something like the, it's not appearing properly, GMR, because you can get Jacobs on it. And this is just an assault rifle that shoots normally. It's really fun. The Monster's great. I don't have the best roll on this one. If you can get one with Ripper and Jacobs, that's really good. The Dullahan shotguns, purple's always a solid option to have. And I'm just going to quickly mention the ceramic bod. It's still insanely good, but we don't talk about it. And for specializations, now with caffeine, one of the best options, getting your Repkit back, or getting your action skill back from using Repkits in the triple bypass is so good. riddle you this, 50% gun damage, and then we're going to take 25% to add it to our action skill. From that, because I'm a gun, is going to add half our action skill, or half our gun damage to our action skill. And this is crazy when you consider the fact that we have kill skills that scale up quite a bit now, so that extra damage is getting added onto our action skill. It goes all the way around. If you want to go even crazier, use the mantra with those parts I mentioned, the mantra with the Jacobs and the Ripper parts. With the bare arms, you get 1.5 times gun damage increases because it counts as both of them, and it deletes everything. I unfortunately threw it onto Rafa here. I didn't swap it over, but it's really good. The best defense will give us 30% extra damage dealt. That's just a solid option. So those are my favorite specializations for Vex. And here's what I'm talking about with the Shalashka. So if we get the critical knights on him, he's going to go down immediately. So yeah, that is insane. I wasn't joking. I didn't even have that in shotgun mode, so this is about to get even crazier. 3 crit knights will basically guarantee that you just, immediately kill a boss before you can even get to a chance to reload. This build is absurdly strong. I haven't seen anything this crazy. That's a Binding of Isaac reference. Isaac's bestie. So yeah, Vex is actually insane with this setup because you can just delete every single boss just like that. And here's the Bonnie and Clyde. As mentioned, this gun absolutely shreds, and it does incredible amounts of bleed damage. And here's the Dark Beast, which also does some pretty incredible stuff. I really enjoy using this weapon as well. And you can use your, obviously, witchy trigger finger to get your ammunition back, but that is the most overpowered new Vex build in Borderlands 4's DLC. I'll be experimenting more with the new weapons as I get them, but yeah, level 60 did Vex well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed.